I'm just trying to remember if that won't forget to birthday and their words will not come. The joy cannot be. When you become so deep, and then move more. This is a great country, Australia, and we created for a special purpose in some today, Mural Maharashtra, there is Hajj of this world. How important is this center awakened information about my country and only be broadcasted from this center. Then the world will remain in this situation. Then you are putting your hands to then the divine love passes through your fingers, goes down through your Vira and Pingala and forms liberation about my children. And then to the revelation. So today we should say state in the state of divine birth, where I feel still. They asked me, was there any incarnation? Yeah. If God visit Australia instrument form. I said, it's not easy to reach the direction. Even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh did not reach. And you know that he stays like a locust, where all kinds of people are disconnected, tortured, ignored, passing. Here he really sucks. Whom to say? God's decisions are very different than human decisions are extremely cruel and harsh. And there you find so many saints in this Purana, if you mean the word of he. He has called you on this day chakra, where Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh also cannot enter. And should teach us and grow into beautiful things of very great magnitude. Such closeness to them. It's good to fortunate thing that even Indians be jealous of. One has to see how Ganesha acts here. It's very important to recognize it, understand it, and invite. Otherwise, you will be wasting all this energy staying in this place, living in this place. So close. Of this story. I wonder how many people understand this word. Wisdom is the center of gravity, which gives us the fulcrum on which we rotate, by which we realize that we are inclined with death or to the this fulcrum we have to be aware of, because otherwise we will not know how far we are gone. How can we know that we will go? The center of gravity and one fulcrum. So, because if your center of gravity and fulcrum are separated, distinct, you get to know completely. So wisdom means this integration between your understanding and the understanding of Shri Vivek. I'm just trying to remember that more fantastic birthday than
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everybody.
A very good morning from England, the heart of the universe, to you of the in France, and very late in the night in America for you, Nish. Thank you so much for making for this golden memory session, for your times with Shri Adishakti Shri Mataji herself. Would you please start off with there was a miracle that you shared last time, how Shri Mataji wiped out your karma completely on smoking, and there was one more miracle, two more actually. So if you could start with the first one, Avdhut, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you very much again for giving me this opportunity. Now, basically, the last miracle was more how Sri Mataji can, when she's happy, she can, give us blessings, boons. And in my case, she took out my karma. Now, there's one more miracle in which Sri Mataji, when she uh, um, showed that she is the Adi Shakti. She is the Adi Shakti. Because only Adi Shakti can raise the Kundalini and give realization, or her children. So what happened was in 74, 75 like that, in Bombay we had, now of course Mumbai, public programs every evening. And I used to be in front to record Sri Mataji's talks. And suddenly Sri Mataji looked at someone who came behind with a very stern glance. In Marathi call it kataksha, very stern glance like that. And I immediately knew she saw something just turned my head a little bit and I saw that there was a sort of sadhu Maharaj, we can say, like big beard, long hair, and big mustaches, and he was just sitting. I was quite curious. So at that time, we used to, when Sri Mataji used to uh, talk, then we used to go and work on them, the new people. After the talk, new people. Then once they get their realization, we used to bring them on Sri Mataji's feet and then raise again their Kundalini, and so that they can feel better, the vibrations, and work on those chakras, work on those their chakras. So I went to him uh, this ma-
Sadhu.
yeah, the one with the Sadhu Maharaj. So and then he just told me with his hand just like this, sort of leave me alone. So I said, okay. So because I asked him, you want a realization, like, can I work on you something? And then when Sri Mataji was going, Sri Mataji got up and she was to go on from the right side. She exit door was there. And he came from the front. So I said to my friends, and I said, in case he does something, we have to intervene immediately, like.
Mhm.
And he just came and he just said very loudly when he came in front of Sri Mataji, he said loudly "Ma" very loudly, and then he fell like the like a coconut tree on Sri Mataji's feet. He was about to fall, but Sri Mataji stopped him from falling, and she touched his Agnya chakra. I don't know which finger, either with the thumb or the Agnya chakra. It stopped his fall, and he just gave a very big sigh of relief like this, and he went and we also went, and then I was quite curious, so we it's a small detail. It was a lift. We are on the third floor. It's called Geeta Mandir Hall in Bharati Vidya Bhavan. We had thousands of programs there every evening, 73, 74. 73 even in the morning. So anyway, so yes. So I said we have to reach Sri Mataji before she goes down and gets in the car and goes away. So we just really ran and we somehow could talk to her. And we said, what happened? Who was he? What happened? Because nobody said anything. He just gave a sigh of relief and he went away. So Shri Mati said, these are Hatha Yogis. He came from the Himalayas. And he knew that I am here. He knows me much better than you. And his Kundalini, now these people, this Kundalini was blocked on his Ajna Chakra. And when I touched his Ajna Chakra, it came up and he got his realization. Then she said that when these people, they get their Ajna Chakra blocked, it's like thousand bees stinking at the same time. It's very, very painful for them. And when he got his realization, that pain went away and he felt really relieved. And that's why he said, ha, like this. And then she said something quite interesting. He said, you Sahaja you just feel on the fingers, you just feel little bit on the pressure on the head, something like that. Because she said, my umbrella of my protection is always there on you. So I gathered that we should not go out of the protection of Shri Mataji. So that is the miracle, the first one.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for
Yes,
sharing that. And we are so blessed to have that umbrella of protection all the time with us, isn't it?
yes, yes,
It reminds me, although you have shared it before, the time when Manish, you were attacked by that knife person.
Yeah,
yeah.
Person. Do you want to quickly remind those who probably haven't heard?
right. So this was in 1994, and I was working and there was running a late night shift. I used to manager a restaurant at that time, and I was teaching a new manager how to do the closing activities. So it got a little late because when you're teaching somebody, it takes a little longer. And by the time I think we came out of the restaurant, it was probably about 1:32 in the morning. And so it's in a very affluent part of San Diego called University Town Center. And so I walked to my car, and this guy I was training, he walked towards his car. And, it was there in the parking lot, and the lights had been turned off because it was late. And when I walked to my car and I opened the door, I was reaching in. I had a briefcase, I put it the other side. And when I kind of reached across, I felt that there was somebody in the back of the car. So I immediately stepped out, and there was a person in the back of the car, and he actually had a knife, and he stabbed me right on the center heart. And so then we grappled for probably about maybe they did a thing, probably maybe a minute, not more than that. And in that, the blade of the knife came in my hand, in my left hand. And so they had to rebuild my finger and all the rest of it. And at that point, the assailant, he ran away. And so, it's something which you never imagine can happen. I mean, I knew I had been stabbed. So I kind of ran off and I cut off this guy who had been training because, I needed help. And so poor guy was dazed because we parted just maybe 7, 8 minutes before. And here I was standing with my clothes torn and blood dripping. And I said, the guy went this way. So we probably drove around for a couple of minutes and we didn't see him. And then I said, I think you better take me to the hospital. So then he took me to the hospital, and there, it turned out that the hospital wasn't a trauma center, but they kind of padded me up and all that. And then they sent me to another hospital where they stitched me up and all that. And so the good part of it was that because this had happened, so I was out on leave recovering. And so I think it was about maybe 20, 25 days later that Shri Mataji was in the US. And she came to Chicago. And so because I was out on medical leave, I took that opportunity to join her. And so I was, cooking for her and all the rest of it. And she was telling the story to many people that see, this happened. And she's like, it wasn't that the goddess came and protected him. He protected himself, And I said, Shrimaji, I don't know about the thing because I've never fought with anyone in my life. I've never fought with anyone. And the hand thing, kushti or something like that, never fought with anyone. But at that point of time, it was just a natural reflex. Then somebody said to me, weren't you afraid? And I said, no, I wasn't. I was like, how can somebody just come and stab you like that? So what Avdhut was talking about, there is that umbrella of hers, which is protecting us. Even, this situation which I went through, there was something which had to come of it. So because of that.
Great. It's such a blessing, such a blessing. It's a boon for us, Sahaja Yogis, having the umbrella of protection of Shri Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
I'll just tell you one more thing, because when Avdhut was telling about this, I remember once in Delhi, and it was a public program, and there was this guy who came, and he was not Indian, he was African, and he was also, in like a garb of like an ascetic, but he was standing to one side. And, then I remember Shrimaji suddenly looked at him, and he looked at her and said, Kali. And Shrimaji just did this to him, and then he kept quiet and moved away. But, there, even I think when Shrimaji went to Dharamsala, she slept and she said, I'm so refreshed today because all these people who are meditating in the mountains, they've just absorbed, sucked all my vibrations. And I remember in a talk which Yogi Maharaj was giving, he said, when Shimaji woke up, she looked like this young girl. And Shimaji said, that's my Swarupa. You know, it- so, I mean, there's so many layers which is beyond our understanding.
So Swarup is the form, isn't it, for the viewers who don't know Swarup? Yes. So in the Himalayas, where the saints would have absorbed all the vibrations, and we are so fortunate that we get all this, and we don't even know how much she has bestowed us with. As we evolve, we realize and appreciate more and more. And that umbrella of protection is a lifelong and beyond protection. I mean, no words. Is there any other sort of experience in this particular category, shall we say, that you've had more recently, or after that, in, say, in France or in Europe besides India?
Because it was also in India, because it was quite in my videos. I have forgot this one, but I felt that really later on I remembered how we displease the deities in with Shri Mataji and what happens to her when we displease the deities. It was 76, 77, and I think so at that time, 1976, something like that, 77, 78 maybe. And there was this Modi uncle who was the leader of Bombay at that time. And Shri Mataji had come to his place for 2, 3 days. And just from there was another Sahaja Yogi Vyas staying not very far from his house, walking distance about 5, 10 minutes. And so the Vyas, elderly, he was an elderly person. We were quite good friends, and he had invited some singer to sing in his house. So he said, Avdhut, why don't you ask Shri Mataji? I want to invite Shri Mataji for the singing. So I asked Modi uncle and he asked Shri Mataji, she didn't reply. Asked second time, again she didn't reply. And then third time, again, sort of insisted, and Shri Mataji said, okay, I will come. And she came. And we were all sitting, and this lady, she sang. And all that, Shri Mataji said, oh, lovely, very good, very good, very good, and everything fine. So, and we all came home. I didn't know what was waiting for me. And this, then suddenly Srimati said, you bring, it's like a saucer. It's made of 5 metals. It's Marathi we say kashachi vati, means that.
कांस के बर्तन, धूल के बर्तन.
हाँ. So that if you rub it against the feet with butter on, it
Yeah.
sucks in all the heat from the body.
Oh.
Yes. And she said, Avdhut, you come and you rub the feet. And I was, because mostly Uncle Modi was doing that. And I said, okay. So when I started touching the feet of Srimati, they were very, very hot. Like like a frying pan, very hot. Then I was rubbing. I said, Mataji, is it so hot? And Shrimati said, this lady which sang the songs, this called Mujra. And these Mujra songs, they are to be sung in sort of brothels.
Yes.
Yeah. And they are not to be sung in front of a goddess. And because they sang their deities in me, they were unhappy, and this heat is showing in their that is a result is the heat in the feet. And I thought really it must be quite painful for her, quite that really, like you step on a like a frying pan, a very hot frying pan, how it will heat. And I was rubbing and I was crying. And I was crying. She said, "But why are you crying?" I said, "Shri Mataji, because of me that you had to, undergo all these things." He said, "No, no, it's okay. Now you know that Mujra is not to be sung in front of goddess." I said, "Of course, I know it now. I know it perfectly well." So it was just that how the deities are unhappy, because many times, yeah, unconsciously we make the deities unhappy. See, and how Sri Mataji also, she very sweetly told me. I mean, she could have sort of shouted at me, put me off. No, no, no. She was so sweetly, very sweet. Yeah. So that was another experience, real experience. Yes. It was a miracle, I must say. Yeah.
It really was, and it's so good to hear that, so there are lots and lots of sorts of songs and music from all over the world. However, we have to be discreet and discriminate which ones to play, and somehow in one's attention, it's this like, we have Srimataji's photograph, and we meditate, and we evolve spiritually in every way. But then perhaps we should also be careful as to what sort of music we are playing or listening, because those deities are very much within us, and thanks to Shrimataji in our homes and our hearts. Is that right?
Mm. Yes, yes. The only thing is, our discretion should be, yes. Again, that you just put that talk on wisdom, discretion, it is just that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much for
I,
sharing
Okay.
this.
Thank you. Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Mataji.
Mataji.
I did tell you, there's that
Yeah.
movie with Robin Williams. It's called The Birdcage. Have you
Uh-huh.
seen it?
No.
Okay. So I'll tell you the story. This is in New York. And so, finish the day's meeting, program, shopping, all that done at night. And the leader of America at that time was Manoj. And so, Shivaji is ready to relax and watch a movie and things like that. And he brings this movie called Birdcage. Now, I had not seen the movie. I'd heard about it, and I heard that it had nuances about, a gay couple. So when I saw it, I said to him, Manoj, I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "No, no, no, it's really funny." And I was like, "Manoj, what are you doing?" Shimaji's sitting over there, says, "No, no, no, it's really funny." So he put it on. And Shimaji really found it funny because it was showing the absurdity of it. It was like a satire on it. And
Mm.
the funny part of it was that Sir CP was there. So Sir CP every 10 minutes would get up to leave, and Shimaji would catch hold of him and said, "Kahan ja rahe ho? Baitho." And here we are sitting behind the sofa, behind her, and watching the movie. And when thankfully there was no graphic scenes, but there were those, in the windows and things like that. And Shivaji said, "Nahi, aise hi karte hain. This is how they do it." And so I mean, I'm just saying that, you know, because from the divine part, Shivaji would say, when you see absurd things, you have to be able to see the humor of it too.
Mm.
So I'm not recommending that now people start experimenting, but at the same point of time, supposing you're exposed to it, then go to seeing the absurdity and the humor of it. Because I mean, when he started playing it, I was hiding behind the sofa, and then Shimadi started laughing, and that's when my head popped up.
Oh, that's a nice balancing act to the two experiences. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
So speak soon. Jai Shri Mataji.
Yeah.